Welcome back to Ballpark Baseball. We're calling this final video the final word. And here we have a special treat for you in this final video. Brett will have a short chat with his grandfather, Charles Sidman, the founder of Ballpark Baseball. He's Uncle Chuck to me, and he's still quite sharp at age 94. But before we get to that, I want to express our appreciation to Dick Martin and to Frank Townsend, who helped us make these videos. Thanks so much, guys. And I also want to thank our Chief Technical Officer, Sullivan Beck, who worked with Charles to get the game updated. Now here's Brett and his grandfather, Charles Sidman.
So I heard it was a really big job updating the game for this new modern layout. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
So we took the game offline, and it took us now about 3 years to finish the game in an improved form. And it's ready now to be offered again to our global customers, and I hope a much more attractive format even than the one before, which I know was very popular in its turn.
So, Grandpa, I heard that you had a Ballpark Baseball themed restaurant out in Kansas. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
That restaurant was built, the building was built by us, and it had the feature of Ballpark Baseball, which the students at the University of Kansas played, and it was very, very popular. One of the students who had been at the University of Kansas taking courses did not graduate from the university. He told me later on, because of the time he had spent in that restaurant
Really?
playing the game. But playing it with a group of friends has become and is, I think, one of the most popular forms of playing ballpark
Best played
baseball.
with friends, right?
Best play with friends, and it
Really?
playing the keeps that game. friendship alive.
So do you have any notable customer interactions from the early days of Ballpark Baseball?
Oh, I have many indeed. One time, my wife and I, Margie and I, were scheduled to fly to Milan, Italy. And 2 or 3 days before we were to leave, we received a very large order from an Italian. Oh, well, that really makes it easy, he said. I'll meet you at the airport in
Perfect.
Milan.
What a coincidence.
And so we did. And we had a lovely meeting with him, gave him his order, and talked baseball for hours. The structure of the game was built around my belief that if you're going to play something, first of all, it has to be enjoyable. Secondly, it has to be playable. Thirdly, it has to be accurate. And I was determined that if I was going to develop a game of baseball, that I would have to find a way to make that game accurate. That is, you have to go back to the statistics and reconstruct the game as best you can from what the statistics tell you. And that became a much more complicated project than I had imagined initially. I would like to think that the improvements that have been made in digitizing the game of baseball will excite you as much as it has excited those of us who have been engaged in that improvement. I wish you well. Play the game. Enjoy yourself. Thank you very much for your patience and your interest.